Hey forum members, this is G47 again, wrapping up the last video on jigs. I hope that I don't have to come back to these for a little while. I really need to get going on the motor. Coils are almost done. I want to get on the wheel, get on the magnets, get on the batteries, and as Lysa would say, blow something up. No, just kidding. You don't want to blow anything up. Anyway, this is the wire winding jig. This is basically leftover scraps, and what I got here is I have, and I'm not going to show you this in action. As a matter of fact, Technomancer has this on a video where he winds the wire. What I couldn't figure out is what's at the other end of that 65-foot pole that he was using to wind the wire with the drill. And he had it on a pole. I don't know what was on the other end, and that's okay. Whatever floats your ship, but and works for you. But I don't have a pole. I have a fence. So basically, my fence is an aluminum-based fence. It's got the thin, I want to say 1-inch, vertical poles that hold, that make it up. And so I had to figure out how to create a jig to wind my wire. So I came up with this little baby, and basically what I have is the connectors here to hold this up against on the fence. So these will go wrapped around the poles, and the jig will be facing me this way. So in this case, it's facing you, the audience. And what I have here is I drew a triangle, and this triangle is, I want to measure it off here real quick because I forget exactly how big I made it. It's an 8-inch triangle, and I put a swivel thing here. I forget. I'm not sure what you call these things. You get them at the hardware store, and I created 4 of them. These connectors here will hold the 18 gauge wire, right? And this one will hold the 24 gauge, my bling red wire. So what I do is I just connect the wire, wrap it up here, walk it off 65 feet, pin it down, come back. If my dad's not around helping me, and just keep doing that for the 18 gauge wire that'll go on the ends here, right? Walk off another 65 feet. What you want to do is, once you have them all walked off, if you're doing this by yourself, you need to grab them here on the end, right? Stretch them out to where the drill is waiting for you on the other end on the floor, and or preferably on the lawn. By the way, I use this in my backyard. This helps with the wire not getting nicked. I wouldn't recommend it on a concrete floor, just for the risk of nicking the wire. Anyway, so you grab them all, walk them off, stretch them really tight, put it on the end of the drill, lift it up. One key thing that I notice is that once you get this going, right, on the other end where the drill is at, you need to start off really slow. You want to get 1 or 2 good winds all the way back to the board here, right, before you put any speed on that drill. The reason I say that is on a couple of winds, I got off going a little bit too quick out of the gate, and I didn't pick up the slack on one of the wires, so I had to put that thing in reverse and unwind it very carefully, go back, pick up the slack, tighten up the wire again, and then start all over again. So you want to get 1 or 2 or 3 good winds, and you'll see it because you're standing at the other end of the drill, and when it starts hitting this thing, you'll see it start condensing and hitting the board. And actually, as a matter of fact, it's really cool. When you're on your 3rd or 4th wind, you actually start seeing it coming back when it's tightening up, that kind of thing. That's pretty much it. And this is the wire winding jig. Now, like I said, I got an aluminum fence, so this is my configuration. If you have a pole in your backyard, like a clothesline or something, then you would just use something different here, maybe a big one here for your pipe. Tighten it down really good, one here and one here in the center, and you're off to the races. By the way, one last thing, and I'll wrap up this video. We'll add it to the jig topic. I made this triangle 8 inches. If I had it my way, I'd do it all over again. I'd probably make it 6 inches. I noticed that it was just too big. What winds up happening is that when you're drilling it and it gets here and it gets tight and it starts coming back the other way, back towards you, it gets kind of ugly here. I think that if I would have made this maybe 6 inches, it would have just been a cleaner build. But anyway, but it works. It does the deed, and it works for me. This goes in the jig toolbox. And we save this baby for later. Right? So anyway, I got a bunch of jigs here. The wire winding jig, the coil jig. Anyway, that's the end of the jig demo. I'll add this to the jig topic review. And that's a wrap. This is G47. Thanks. I'll talk to you later. We're out.